from the combined newsrooms in Eugene, Roseburg, and Coos Bay. KVAL News at 5 starts now.
The work continues in Marys River in Corvallis. Crews working to pull remaining train cars out of the water following Saturday's destructive derailment. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brandon Kamerman.
And I'm Kendall Bartley. A structural failure to a wooden train trestle sent those rail cars into the river. As workers try to recover those rail cars, Meadows spoke with neighbors who expressed fear as the scene unfolded.
A startling scene for neighbors behind Avery Park in Corvallis, where a train trestle collapsed Saturday, sending one rail car into the Marys River as well as part of another.
It woke me up out of a dead sleep. It shook my whole house. I thought it was an earthquake. And I looked and it was split in half and the whole train trestle fell in the river.
So when we looked, it just boosh and water went everywhere. And
Genesee Wyoming Railroad Services, which owns Portland and Western Railroad, said it won't be able to fully investigate the cause of the collapse of the trestle until 2 rail cars dangling from the trestle are safely removed and the one in the water is lifted out. Terry Spears says she was doing laundry when it happened.
And then I heard a boom. It sounded just like a big bomb and all. This had already come down, and just as I was really looking out, the water went ching.
Dawn Davis and Axel Hansen have lived in their home behind the trestle for 3 years. Saturday marked their second terrifying night along the river after a fire charred the trestle in 2022. Genesee Wyoming Railroad Services tells us there's no indication that the fire had a hand in the trestle's collapse, but the removal of the car from the river will help to give them a clearer picture of what happened. Meanwhile, the Department of Environmental Quality said agricultural fertilizer was on board the rail cars. DEQ does not expect it to be harmful to humans. Corvallis officials said the city's main water intake on the Willamette River is 2 miles upstream from the site, so there's no risk of contamination for the city's drinking water supply. Oregon Health Authority informed the nearest downstream water intake facility of the spill. That site is 9 miles away from the collapse. In Corvallis, I'm Meadows.
Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife is on site but has not seen dead fish or wildlife. ODFW says with the rapid pace of the water, it's hard to assess impacts to the animals.